If you stay in your comfort zone, that's where you will fail. You will fail in your comfort zone. Success is not a comfortable procedure. It is a very uncomfortable thing to attempt. So you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable if you ever want to be successful.
That's the reason why many people never attempt at success. Success, Steve Harvey says, is an uncomfortable procedure. It's uncomfortable when you don't know where your next paycheck is coming from. That's uncomfortable. And you have a mortgage payment. It's uncomfortable when you don't know where the next car payment is coming from. It's uncomfortable when you feel out of your depth, when you're around people that are speaking different business terminology that you don't yet understand. It's uncomfortable when you have to learn to read, when you're used to watching movies and Netflix. It's uncomfortable going to sleep at a specific time so you can wake up early enough to beat the other people that are hungry. Success is an uncomfortable procedure, and that's why so many people do not attempt it. But like Robert Frost said, I took the road less traveled, and that made all of the difference. No one will ever succeed in comfortability. Greatness is birth in uncomfortability. Let me state that for you again. Greatness is only birth. I added the word only there for emphasis. Greatness is only birth in uncomfortability. You will never be great being comfortable. You will never be great with the familiar. You will never be great going back and receding to the things that you know. Success is an uncomfortable procedure. And that's the reason why only a small percentage of people attempt it. It takes grit. It takes ambition. It takes tenacity. It takes courage. And many people cower when uncomfortability comes. Many people cower when they have to have tough conversations. And in business, you're gonna have to grow a backbone. It's uncomfortable. You're gonna have to change the way you eat. You're gonna have to change the way you drink. You're gonna have to change the time you go to sleep. You're gonna have to change the time you wake up. You're gonna have to change the things you do throughout the day. It's an uncomfortable thing. But like I said once again, greatness is only birth in uncomfortability. When you actually understand that uncomfortability is what I actually need to push me into greatness, you will begin to lean into uncomfortability. You will begin to lean into the things that stretch you, that bend you, that make you malleable, where you have to become something different. Success is not for the faint-hearted. Success is not for the weak-minded. Success is not for those that love comfort. You wanna lay in your cozy bed in your comfy blanket and get a dog. Success is not for you. The same Steve Harvey we're talking about tells the story where he had to live in his car before he became successful. How many of you would be willing to live in your car for a year, for 2 years, for 3 years until you actually became successful? Not very many people will. In fact, the statistics tell us only 10% out of 100 people will do it. Only 10% of you watching my videos right now will actually take my advice. Only 10% of you will actually read the books that I recommend that you read, because it's uncomfortable, right? You have to open up a dictionary and learn words that you didn't know before. You have to practice learning new things, new thoughts, new ideas. This is uncomfortable. You have to at times give up friends, give up family, give up things that you used to become successful. And many people are not willing to do that. Well, Steve Harvey says success is uncomfortable. Only a few people will attempt this thing. Many of you are. Here's the thing, right? There's a story that I've read somewhere. A dog is sitting on the nail, right? He's sitting on the nail, and the owner is on his porch smoking a cigarette. and someone walks by and asks the owner, why is the dog keeps making this noise? And the owner says, oh, he's laying on a nail. And the person asks, well, why didn't he get up? The owner says he's not uncomfortable enough, because if he was uncomfortable enough, he would already have gotten off of it, right? Because he's comfortable, even though he's in agonizing pain, even though some of you are living through poverty, even though some of you have to take handouts, even though some of you have no options, it's comfortable for you. It's comfortable for you. And because it's comfortable for you, there's no desire or no hunger for change. Success is an uncomfortable business. This is not for the weak-hearted. This is not for those that love to just get things handed out to them. You got to be willing to let go of your old self. In fact, you got to be willing to crucify who you thought you were on the altar so you can become who you potentially can become. Success is not for the weak-hearted. Only a few people will attempt this thing. And of those that attempt it, only a few will make it. Do you know how many people climb Mount Everest every year? And do you know how many people lie dead on the top of Mount Everest, never coming back down that mountain? Success is not for the weak-hearted. Success is for those people that says, I'm willing to leave it all on the line, even if it's my own life on the top of Everest, whatever Everest is for you, metaphorically speaking. Right? Some people go to base camp at Everest with the knowledge of knowing that they may not return back down that mountain. That's leaning into uncomfortability. That's leaning into, hey, I may get frostbite, and that may develop into hypothermia. I may lose a limb, I may lose a leg, but I'm going to do this anyway. Success is not for the weak-hearted. Success is not for the faint-hearted. I once heard Mark Cuban said, the owner of the Mavericks, billionaire today, said for 3.5 years he ate nothing but ramen noodles. How many of you are willing to do that? You prefer sushi every other day. But while you're buying sushi every other day, eating at the best restaurant, you are taking away the money that you need to invest in your business. You don't have what it takes to be successful. It's not for the weak-hearted, right? Your greatest reward where success is concerned is on the other side of uncomfortability. Every morning when I wake up, I take a freezing cold shower. The reason why I do this is to spark my nervous system and let my nervous system know that at the very beginning of our day, we are already accepting challenge. We are already accepting difficulty. We're not settling for mediocrity. We're not settling for comfortability. We're not settling for the things that we know. We're going to lean into the things, the unknown that we don't know, because we've decided that we're going to be successful. This is what success looks like, right? Success is Michael Jordan practicing while everyone else is sleeping. Success is while everybody is flying to Cancun, you're taking that same money and putting it aside for your next course, for your next investment opportunity. There will come a time I can fly to Cancun whenever I want. While you are now living in instant gratification, I'm putting up instant gratification for the future when I can do what I want when I want to do it. I believe it was St. Augustine who said, we do what we need to do now in order so we can do what we want to do later. That's success. Putting off the comfortability, putting off the instant gratification, letting go of the desire to keep up with the Joneses, letting go of the desire of what other people think about me. I don't care what anyone else thinks about me. Because the only person that I have to look in the mirror every night and every morning is me. And I've decided I'm going to lean into uncomfortability. That, my friend, is when you begin to succeed. When you say, I prefer the uncomfortable over the comfortable. That is the only way you will begin to succeed in this reality. Welcome to another episode of the Gold Digging Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Potential. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and make sure you comment below. I want you to become part of this family, and I'll see you on the next one.